Welcome to the Geeks Assembled podcast. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and once again, it's Halloween night, it's zombie night, and we are reviewing Zombieland. Let's start off with Alex and Susan, since they're muted.
All right, Zombieland. It's a little ditty about this kid who has some rules, and he's played by the guy who played Lex Luthor in that one Batman versus Superman movie, and he also played Mark Zuckerberg in the Social Network. And so anyway, here he is, and he's got some rules to live by. And he's got these rules to live by because he wants to survive the zombie apocalypse. And so it's no longer the United States, it's Zombieland. And his rules dictate his behavior. And then he's got a car, and his car, and these zombies are like surrounding him. So he steals another car, and then he gets into the truck or the Cadillac, nice Cadillac, by the way, with Woody Harrelson. I don't remember, come on. And I'm all like, you know, he's sort of cool in this amazing way. And so they go on a road trip, and they're taken advantage of by these two little younger women, and so that's sort of funny when that happens. It is a comedy. And then they're kind of wandering around the countryside, and he finds out that his family is burned or something like that. Awful. And so there's just like, he's on his way home from college. Like he doesn't even know how his family, if his family survived. And so once they all hook up with these, or you know, connect to these younger girls, they go to Disneyland, which they call Pacific Playland. Anyway, they're on their way, and they go through LA and stuff, and it's sort of funny. And then they end up staying at Bill Murray's house, and they end up killing Bill Murray. And yeah, I liked it. Oh, it was funny. Here's Alex.
Can I say, before I do forget it, because I will, one of my favorite moments, and I'm skipping ahead a bit, but is when Bill Murray said his biggest regret was Garfield. Because if you've seen the Garfield film, it is truly awful. So actually, he was being honest. You know, it's like when Bob Hoskins said the Super Mario Brothers was his worst movie, you know, the worst job he'd ever done. Well, Garfield is the same for Bill Murray. So that was actually pretty funny. That was the final thing he said. What's your biggest regret? Garfield. Carry on, Alex.
Yeah, this was a okay movie. It's trying to be very American. You sort of have the stereotypes here. You kind of have Jesse Eisenberg's character kind of nerdy. He proves himself to Woody Harrelson, who apparently wants Twinkies more than anything. And then they made it confusing between whether he was in love with a dog or his little son. Who knows? And they have the two sisters, I guess. And then they have Bill Murray, which actually, I guess they had to have another famous person. He's been in quite a few bad movies, but also bad but good movies like Wild Things and Lost in Translation and things like that.
Coffee and cigarettes.
I don't remember that one right now. Yeah, I mean, the other thing that I enjoyed about this movie was when they did get to the amusement park. But yeah, I had a feeling I wasn't going to like this movie too much. It's not very sophisticated, but then again, it's a zombie movie, and we've already talked about the serious ones, the parody ones, the comedy ones, and the social critique zombie movies. So it's okay. Hopefully they really build it up for the sequel, because I may not watch the next one based on this movie.
Let's go to Stephen.
Right, when I first seen this movie, the highlight for me is when that woman just slid across the floor on the road. That was
Oh, at the beginning in the title
yeah,
sequence,
that was just
where she flies out of the car. Yeah.
that was brilliant. That was brilliantly done. That's my favourite of the whole movie.
Is that bad for the movie or good?
Oh, that's
That was your favourite moment was so early on.
Oh my God, what's going to happen next? Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, like Alex said, I like the part with when they go to the amusement park. I like the part. One of my favourite parts was in the shopping in the shopping aisles, but he gets the zombie with a like there's a guitar. Thought that was hilarious. Yeah, that's all I got to say for now.
Yeah, let's go to Beef Dad. Thank you, Beef Dad. Let's go to...
This film bored me to tears, mostly. It was all about shooting, and it really annoyed me. The scene with Bill Murray was good, but then that's because Bill Murray is good. Unfortunately, you had Woody Harrelson, who has never ever been one of my favourites. I think he's incredibly overrated as an actor. I hated him in what was that situation comedy they did?
That was Cheers. That was Cheers, and it was about Boston.
Yeah, I hated him in that. And I've never seen him do anything that I like. I did enjoy, the one scene that I did enjoy was when the girls were stuck on the ride, the massive tower ride, and shooting at the control box so that they would be stuck right up the very top, and that the zombies couldn't get to them. But and the girls managed to shoot the box and get stuck up there, and the zombies climb up, and one of them gets bitten and she has to be killed. It's all just everybody shooting everything. And of course, one of the problems in Germany is getting onto some of the streaming sites to watch things. So I actually bought the DVD, and to be perfectly honest, I resent having done it, because the quality is not good. Not the quality of the DVD, the quality of the film. That's it.
I've muted myself. I never buy anything that we review unless I already have it, but if I pre-bought it. But I never buy anything. If we're going to review, I don't buy. I just watch it on... Find other ways to watch it, whether it be on Netflix or whatever.
Because of the difficulties in Germany, I have to buy a lot of the ones that we review.
Yeah. I think Germany has much stricter control on these sites, doesn't it?
It's like I don't mind having bought that.
Yeah.
But yeah, It costs me a fortune doing this.
Well, we appreciate it.
Hey, you could just send it to your grandkids.
Well, let's go to Brian. Have we gone to you, Brian, yet? I can't remember now. No, we haven't gone to Brian. Let's go to Brian. You look deflated, Brian.
It's my turn. All right. So my thoughts on Zombieland. Well, with this film, I honestly enjoyed it. I think this is probably one of the good zombie films that is out there. I enjoyed every minute of it. I enjoyed the characters, enjoyed the script. The casting was amazing. I mean, I knew pretty much every single cast member except the little actress that played the younger sister of Emma Stone's character. But this film is absolutely awesome. I do enjoy it. So it's probably far much better than the Amazon original TV series pilot that they made, because they were gonna make it into a TV series, but it didn't go off grounds and didn't get picked up. So, and I've seen the pilot, and it wasn't it wasn't as good as this movie. So I did enjoy this. This movie is.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Let's go to Lee.
Yeah, it's a zombie movie with a difference. It's as it's been said, the Jesse Eisenberg character lives by his own rules, which keeps coming up onto the screen. I like the way it comes up on the screen. Enjoy the little things. I mean, that is a good scene as well, where enjoy the little throw in that shop and they just smash everything up. As for what Beef Dad said about one of the sisters being bitten and having killed, that's happening in the movie. They didn't. None of those two got bitten because all four of them survived at the end. But it's a. I don't know. This is a strange one because like Beef Dad, I don't like Woody Harrelson. He's very overrated. But the other characters, the actors in this, fine. Bill Murray shines in this. He's only in it for 5 minutes at the most, but he sort of steals that little section of the movie. I do like the Tallahassee's quest for finding a Twinkie. He just wants a Twinkie. That sort of plays all the way through the movie. It's a zombie road trip. This is what it is, and it's just to survive by those rules. Again, the effects, the makeup, brilliantly done. This is done the American way, as to the way the British do it. I can't really fault that, all the effects and stuff like that. Action, yes, it's shooting, but isn't every zombie movie shooting? Look at Cockneys versus Zombies. That was all shooting. It's a zombie movie with added comedy done the American way. Over to you, Alan.
It's a zombie version of The Wizard of Oz, but instead of going to the Emerald City, they're going to the theme park. It's exactly what it is. I have to admit, I did like the way, like Lee said, my favourite thing about it was actually the way they interacted with the text the steps, where it would come up on the screen and like it would interact with the environments around it. I thought that was really good. And I did like the steps because they kept going through them with you, put your seatbelt on, do this, do that, double take or whatever it was called, where you have to make sure they're definitely dead. So, I like that bit where they kept on putting down the rules and enacting them. And I kind of like that it was from one character's perspective, it's from the young guy's view of things, wasn't it? It was, his story really. But I have to admit, I didn't really like the other characters. I didn't like that bloke at all. I don't know if I've seen him in anything else, but I just didn't like him as an actor. Bill Murray, I thought it was funny. I knew he was going to be in it because I'd seen that clip of the Garfield thing before, so I knew he was going to be in it. Yeah, he wasn't in it that long. I don't know how long I thought he'd be in it, but yeah, he was all right. I mean, they shot him, which was pretty amusing. But then why did he go into the cinema like that? Of course they're going to shoot him. The shootings, I mean, it was a bit silly. I mean, he didn't need to die because he went in, going in a zombie, And I understand his reason for wearing the makeup. I thought, yeah, I can understand that. Because they're everywhere, these zombies are everywhere, you're going to make yourself look like a zombie to fit into your surroundings, so you're not suspicious, so you don't get had, so you survive longer. So yeah, I understand that. They actually played a bit of Ghostbusters as well. I watched it in the cinema, which I thought was cool. And they actually reenact it in the lounge. But Bill Murray wasn't dressed. You had the guy who was dressed as the Ghostbuster, but notice Bill Murray wasn't dressed as the Ghostbuster. So that was a shame because they could have had him as well dressed as the Ghostbuster. But that's a shame. It was just the guy that wore it. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't as good as Cockneys versus Zombies, and I think that's because the cast wasn't there for me. I mean, Cockneys versus Zombies, like we said, it was really the old folks' home, and the cast of them alone that made it watchable for me. But this didn't have the cast for me, and it didn't have the humor. I didn't see any humorous moments. I mean, it was meant to be a humorous comedy. It was meant to be a humorous zombie movie, wasn't it? Yeah. I just didn't find it that funny. But I did like the interaction with the text, like I said. So let's go into favourite moments. Let's go with Brian before he nods off. I know he's gone. Too late, Brian.
No, I'm here. I'm here. So I think probably for this film, favorite moments would probably have to be for when I think my first favorite moment is probably when they find the yellow truck in the abandoned house, and they pick it up so they can have it as the new vehicle for to drive around in, and they painted the number 3 on it as the old vehicle was, and they found the guns in the back and everything. I thought that was pretty cool. My other favorite scene was I guess it would have to be it would probably have to be the grocery store scene from when they stopped they made the first stop to find the Twinkies, and they because who would see? I just found that hilarious because nobody really does on like any TV series or even I think any other movie with zombies that zombies would be in a grocery store. Because they
got to eat too.
Well, they do, but they only eat flesh.
Well, it's flesh. Hello.
They only
there's flesh in supermarkets.
They only eat human flesh, Alan. They don't eat food. Like
they don't eat any other meat. Then they don't eat like cows or anything like that.
Okay, maybe I don't know.
Just destroyed your argument, haven't
I don't know. I don't know. You asked me off.
What were you thinking that?
What were you saying now?
I don't know what you were saying. I'm not one listening. Guys, what was Brian saying? Alex.
He was saying about the grocery store and about.
Oh yes, favorite moment.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, it's favorite moments. Okay, I almost forgot.
That's not a good sign.
And that's the grocery scene was my second favorite scene. And my lastly favorite scene would be the towards the end when they're in the amusement park and everybody was mostly taking out all the zombies within the amusement park, and I thought that was pretty unique and different for a zombie takeout because...
Yeah, but don't you think it was stupid? Because if they hadn't turned on all the rides, the zombies would have never come.
Yes, because of all the noise, yes.
Yeah, because zombies just follow noise and lights and stuff like that.
Yes, they do. But I just thought that was pretty cool because I think it would actually, if there were actually be a zombie apocalypse, I think that would be that would be like an actual cool, fun way to take out zombies, like go on roller coasters, have fun.
Brian, with all due respect, I don't think you'd last 2 seconds. I think you'd be one of the first to go.
All right, fine. But I think it'll be a cool, fun way to take out zombies, go on roller coasters.
Brian, do you believe in zombies? Do you think they're real?
I don't know.
Do you think there is such a condition, like you could get bit by something that'll turn you into a zombie?
I haven't really thought about it, but...
Because can I just say, there actually is.
I think there might be. I mean, you're in the room.
There is. I can't remember exactly what it is. I'll have to look it up again. But there is a parasite, and it doesn't affect humans, but it does affect other animals that does turn them into zombies.
Maybe.
Not zombies as we know them, by the way, but they just take over the body. Like, there is, honestly.
I mean, with all these zombie movies and TV series, the one thing I don't really love and can't stand whenever it comes to a TV series or a movie is when they throw in animals to be like the zombies as well, because it doesn't really make any sense.
Well, like, it's just...
Like Resident Evil, for example, even though we're not doing that right now. And
no, don't get Alex started on Resident Evil.
That's a video game. No, but Brian, have you ever heard of a condition and a disease called rabies?
Yes.
Okay. So there's rabies, there's poisoning, there's parasites. So again, it all depends on, who's writing it and all that. You want the gimmick of a amusement park and a grocery store where I just talked about a zombie movie that took two zombie movies that took place in a mall. So, I mean, they can try different gimmicks. Yeah, Night of the Comet and one of the Dead movies from the 80s. where or the 70s,
You mean
where they can change the setting to try to make it more dramatic.
You mean Night of the Living Dead?
Oh, hang on. Well, anyway.
You're unmuted.
Oh no, it was like the second or the third of the original series. It wasn't the first film.
There's
It
more than
was the
one?
second.
There's
Yes.
more than one?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. Anyway, back to Zombieland. Back to Zombieland.
So you want Zombieland to happen then? You'd enjoy it.
I want them. I do. Yeah, I like Zombieland. I even want them to make a second one, or possibly.
Yeah, they are.
I know they are. You guys told me before, but I just can't wait for the second one, and I hopefully they'll make a third one, because I feel like it could be like maybe a trilogy type of thing.
Really? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no.
And more
Dread.
more zombie kills at theme parks. Those are cool.
I think you'd enjoy, because isn't there these experiences where you can like go somewhere and like being with zombies and things like that, where you're being chased by zombies, these events, these scare events.
Yeah,
I think you'd enjoy something like that.
Universal Studios do it.
And but with these zombies though that were in Zombieland,
They were much more. They could climb things, unlike the ones in Cockneys versus Zombies.
well, yeah, exactly. I was going to get to that. Like they could climb stuff. They could run. I'm used to the zombies that is in Fear the Walking Dead, or Walking Dead for that matter, where they just go like and just.
That was a great impression of Lee. You got it down to a T.
Well, you know what I mean. Like slow walking and everything, and just growling and like and going after people. I'm used to like those type of zombies, because those make more sense of how zombies, I think, would be. So
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my take on the Zombieland. So go on.
Yeah, thanks for that. It didn't take too long. Let's go to Stephen.
What are you going to ask? What's the question?
I don't know. Just talk.
Favorite moments, was it?
Yeah, favorite moments. That's
Well, our favorite moments. That one in the beginning with the girl just screaming across the road. I thought it was brilliant. The shopping centre where they're taking shots at the guy with the guitar. I hadn't watched the movie this week because I'm going back when I seen it a few years ago. So just trying to remember a few things. Yeah, I can remember Bill Murray being in it. There was a shock for me when I first seen it. Didn't expect Bill Murray to turn up in it. And by the way, I'm a zombie every morning because I got to get up at 5:20 to go to work. So I do feel like one of those zombies in the movie.
So there you go, Brian. Your very first zombie.
It's not only a zombie in the morning.
Who is a zombie? Steven's a zombie?
He's just admitted it. In the morning, he is.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. I would know.
Well, have you seen him in the mornings?
Oh, yeah.
You have? Okay, all right. Let's go no more down that route. Okay,
not like that. Not like that.
The hell?
Like with his hair that he has, it's like morning.
There we go.
Right, let's go to Alex and Susan.
Okay, favorite moments.
Yep.
I enjoyed the bit in the China shop where they broke all those little things, and I enjoyed the comedy of Bill Murray, and let's see, yeah, that's about it. I almost felt for the characters, when they were getting kissy and stuff. I almost felt that was almost a thing. Anyway, here's Alex.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I think it was probably trying to be America. But I like Woody Harrelson, but not lately. And just like Bill Murray, it also depends on what movies he's in. Some movies he's done very well. Generally speaking, I'm not a huge Bill Murray fan, but it's also the type of humor, and his humor is more older and sarcastic. And I think that's probably why it was the joke of, I'm always going to look like a zombie. And that's why Jesse's character shot him in the movie theater. Even though I agree, it wasn't really necessary, but at the same point, unless Bill Murray was going to join them, and that was kind of Ghostbusters. And unfortunately, even though Bill Murray was in the reboot of the Ghostbusters, he's had a problem ever since the second movie with the franchise. So I can understand too why some people don't like Woody Harrelson. It's not that sympathetic of a cast, unfortunately. It was enjoyable, but I'd rather be watching other zombie movies like the ones I mentioned, Cockneys versus Zombies or Night of the Comet or other films. So it's not terrible, but it's very Americanized, and they didn't explain why they were all there. They didn't explain how the virus took over, none of that stuff. So it was very much just meet, throw dialogue around and shoot them up. And yeah, a lot of people do love zombie movies like that, where it's just find new ways to kill and find new settings to be in, and that's about it.
Let's go to Beef Dad for if he has any favourite moments. That is.
I agree with what Alex said about the storylining, and the storylining is absolute crap. There's no beginning, no end, nothing. No explanation. Yeah, I suppose Bill Murray was quite funny, but it was just so brief you could blink and miss it, really. Yeah, I do have one very, very favourite moment, and that was when the credits started at the end.
High praise. Let's go to Lee.
Let's think. Favourite moments. As I say, it's been said. Bill Murray. I do like the theme park scenes. Where they're away with the zombies, especially where they're being hit by the swinging machines and stuff like that. One question is, those two women were on the rides, especially that big boat, what was going like that. How did they get off? Who turned the machine off?
That was I kept on thinking that did bug me watching it. I thought, because there's no one to control it, they're both on it.
There's no one to control it, yeah.
And somebody has to stop it. So how on earth did they get off?
Just slow it down, yeah.
And those zombies were quite close by the last shot, and it just cuts away like that. It doesn't show you. Just cuts away on the boat, yeah. What they call we'd have it as a pirate ship here in the UK, wouldn't we?
Yeah. I mean, also the scenes with the two women where they were doing the two guys over, conning them, was quite good the way they did that. But yeah, it's a zombie, but it's not a brilliant zombie movie. So over to you, Alid.
Thank you, Lee. I think I've already said my favourite moments, really. The Garfield bit where Bill Murray says that's his biggest regret. That was quite funny, even though I'm not a big Bill Murray fan. But I do like Ghostbusters, and it was good to see it on the screen and the theme tune. And when the guy dressed up as the Ghostbuster and they were like going towards the ceiling. Tremors did appear in it, you know, the worm, when they were in the haunted house and it just grabs one of the zombies, it eats him, just go like that. So it was good to see that. There was a few pop references. So yeah, that's about it, really, for favourite moments. I did like the way the text interacted with the screen and the way he was saying all the rules and why he had all the rules. But I do agree, I think the story was... There was no explanation for anything. Yeah. So the story was very light on the ground. It was just like, here's zombies, this is zombie... It was what it says on the tin.
Yeah. Well,
Really.
he did say, he said, oh, it's an offshoot of the mad cow disease, but...
Oh, that throwaway line. Yeah,
Then again, no, like I said, you know, it's America, so we don't really need to think about things. We're just cool or we're uncool. We don't really
Yeah,
think
you
about
don't need to think about things. That's why you got Trump in charge. Sorry,
Hey, funny. Oh, wait a minute. Is that another zombie movie? Anyway.
It could be, couldn't it? Yeah. Let's go to final say and score. Let's go to Brian. You're up first, Brian.
Okay, final say and score for this film would have to be, I would probably give this zombie film, Zombieland, a 10 out of 10.
What?
10 out of 10 for this movie.
Wow. Okay. Stephen, are you going to go higher or lower than a 10? Because it can happen here. Or is it going to be a freeze?
I'm going to give this movie... There were parts in it which were really boring. I'm going to give it 6.5.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Let's go to, well, Susan isn't here, so let's go to Beef Dad.
For me, I found the whole thing quite tedious. No real story to it. Yes, a 4.
Enough about this, Cass. What about the film?
Yes.
Let's go to Alex and Susan. Are you going to go higher or lower than a 4?
Go ahead.
Well, you know, like I said, this movie is America. Basically, yeah, it's showy, it's flashy, it's mostly dumb. Even some American reviewers said that it wasn't, you know, anything of substance. It's kind of gimmicky. There's no real characters there if you really think about it. The amusement park was a good, cute gimmick. The grocery store was a good gimmick. The gas station was a good gimmick. It's a gimmicky movie. That's what it is. It's a gimmicky movie. And because not every other movie has done the exact same gimmicks, I guess it's slightly original. But yeah, I mean, I basically give it a 7 just for the gimmick. It's not there. I'm not going to watch the sequel unless they really have cast members that I like. So if you really did it based on the plot, it would probably be like 10 minutes. If you did it based on the gimmicks, it might be a half an hour. They drew this out a long time.
So what would you give it out of 10?
What would you give?
No, like I said, I'm giving it a 7 just for the gimmicks, basically.
Oh, right. We heard you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I liked it a little bit, and so I'll give it an 8. But I'll have to come down to a 7 myself because I didn't like the way that they treated the Native American culture in that one scene where I liked them breaking all the stuff because I like when people break a lot of glass and stuff, do a lot of damage. But I wasn't pleased with the way they treated Native American culture, and so I'll step it down actually 2 points. I'll take it down to a 6. So that's my score out of 10.
No, that's fair enough. I think that has to be one of your lowest scores. You don't usually go that low, Susan, no, but, you know, that's fair enough. You've given a valid reason why to knock it down. Yep, exactly. Let's go to Lee before he falls asleep.
Yeah. It's a difficult one, this one. Some parts it's good. Some parts you just think, yeah, okay. I agree. No real story to it. No start and no explanation. It is. I agree with what Alex has said. It's a gimmicky movie, and I'm going to 7.
A 7 was that? You cut out then? Yeah.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah. You know what? I think actually thinking about it, I enjoyed some of it, but there was more that I didn't enjoy. So I think I would probably give it a 5. I think thinking about it, I'd give it a 5. I mean, there was no, like with the other film, like I say, I liked a lot of the cast in the other film. And if you've got a good cast, then I think for enjoying a film, you're at least some way there, aren't you? But there was just, for me, there was nothing in the casting. I'm not a big fan of Bill Murray, but he was good, but I'm just not a big fan of his. But if there was somebody else, I don't know, anybody else that was a big star that I liked, maybe I would have enjoyed it more. But, you know, the fairground bit didn't make sense. They didn't need to turn on the fairground when they got there. They could have just kept away from the zombies. Very, very easy in the fairground. They would never know they were there. Yeah, I think, I'm going to give it a 5. Anyway, thank you for joining me, everyone. Thank you for watching. Tell us below what you make of Zombieland. Look after yourself. Take care. We will see you next time.
Just FYI, we are the Good Cast.
Bye-bye.